Welcome back again to another Java short tutorial. And in this Java short tutorial I will be explaining another version of the while loop called the do while loop. So let's dig right in. So I'm going to create another class file, in this case called example8, with its own main method. So to best explain what the difference is between a while loop and a do while loop, I think I can best start by just simply showing you a do while loop. So again, I'm going to create a counter and I'm going to set the value of this counter to 10. Then I'm going to create my do while loop, and the syntax for that is do followed by a accolade open, followed by a accolade close, followed by the while, which has two brackets. And in those two brackets I will again write the control condition. So in this case I'm going to say continue to loop while count is bigger than 0. Like with the while loop, which had the code written between two accolades, the same thing applies to the do while loop, even though the accolades are in a slightly different place. So let me just do a system.out.println line here. And again print the value of count, and again I need a control expression as well to reduce the value of count, else it will keep on continuing to loop. So let's actually just call this do count so you can see it's from a do loop. Okay, so now let's run this. So again, as you can see, we go from 10 all the way until 1. 0 is not included because the condition for the loop to continue is count must be bigger than 0. So now let's do the same logic again, but then in a while loop, so you can see the difference. So again I'm going to set my count to 10 and then say while count is bigger than 0. And again I'm going to print the exact same lines, with the only difference I'm going to change the do to while count. So okay, let's run again. So as you can see in my console, if first the do while loop executes 10 times, and then the while loop executes also 10 times. So now you might be wondering, so what exactly is the difference then? Well, the difference between a do while loop and a while loop is really simple. The while loop checks the condition at the beginning of each cycle. The do while loop checks it at the end of each cycle, which means that the do while loop, regardless of what value count has, will execute at least once. I can very easily prove this by changing the value of count to -1 here, and again to -1 there, and then execute the program. As you can see in my console, the output is only do count -1. The reason for that being is that my count is set to -1, my do block is executed, prints out the value of count, which is -1, reduces count by 1, after which the condition is triggered. So count is no longer bigger, actually never was bigger than 0, because it started out with -1 and is now -2, so the loop will terminate and not repeat. Then I reset count to -1, but with the while loop the condition is checked first. So since count is not bigger than 0 because it's -1, the while loop will not bother to execute at all, and therefore will straight away terminate. And therefore you have only the output count is -1. So which one is better, the do while loop or the while loop? Well, it depends on the situation really. Say if you have a menu in your console that needs to be shown at least once, regardless of what is chosen, you may want to do this with a do while loop. If you only want to repeat something when a certain value is met, well then the while loop could be the better option. So that's the difference between do and do while loop in a nutshell. So see you next time.